Hey, my name's Troy, technician at Welland Chev, and I'm gonna walk you through a vehicle health check on this 2016 Malibu. Okay, so step one, we're gonna check the wiper blades for any tears or rips. So I'll check the driver's side first. This one's okay. We're gonna move to the passenger side. This one's okay. So we're gonna pop the hood prop in. We're gonna check the oil level before the service. That way we know if we're down any oil, we might have some leaks to look for. Oil level looks okay, so we know we're not gonna see any leaks when we lift it up. Next step, we're gonna fill the washer fluid for the customer. Fill it right to the top. We're also gonna make sure the coolant level is okay, which it is. I saw while I was filling the washer fluid. Now we're gonna check the engine air filter. And as you can see, this one's a little bit dirty, so I'm gonna recommend replacement. Now, once we lift the vehicle in the air, before we rotate the tires, we're just gonna check and make sure the front suspension's tight. This side's good, and this side is good, so now we're gonna pull the wheels off, check the brakes. All right, so our next step is we're gonna remove the lug nuts and remove the wheels to perform a tire rotation. While we have the tires off, we're gonna perform a brake inspection. And as we're taking the wheels off, we're also inspecting the treads to make sure that the tires are wearing evenly and they don't need replacement anytime soon. All right, so our next step, once we got the wheels off, is we want to take a visual of the brakes, and we also need our measurements for when we fill out our report. So these front brakes have 6 mil left, which is still okay. And these rear brakes were recently replaced, so they measure at 10 mil. While we're back here, we're also looking over any suspension or any other components that might need replacing soon. And same with the front, check out the suspension. Check out for any shock leaks, any broken coils. So after we rotate our tires, we obviously put the lug nuts back on, tighten the wheels. I always leave my socket here, so when I lower the vehicle down, I remember that I still have something to do here, which is torque the wheels to specifications. So now I'm gonna go around and verify that all the tire pressures are set to specifications. We're gonna set all 4 of these tires to 35 PSI. Now once we got the vehicle up in the air, we're gonna start to drain the oil and perform our underbody inspection. So right now we're taking a visual of all the suspension, drive axles, any fluid leaks underneath. We look at the radiator, AC compressor, check out the exhaust system. Check out all our brake lines, fuel lines, see if there's any bit of moisture, any signs of leaking. Again, we can look over the rear suspension again in case there's something we missed from each wheel well. Check out the exhaust system. Everything looks good on this vehicle, so nothing to worry about. We're gonna get a lot of green check marks on our health check for this customer. All right, once we put our oil drain plug in, we're gonna tighten it down. And then we're gonna change our air filter, or our oil filter. While the oil filter drains, I'm gonna go into parts and get a new AC Delco oil filter. Now that we had our oil filter draining and we got our new one here, it's time to change it. And we use a little bit of old oil to lubricate our new seal. And we put our new filter on hand tight. Now once we get the car back down on the ground, we're gonna fill it up with 530 synthetic oil. And then we're gonna double check our oil level again. Make sure we're okay to start the engine. And we're okay to start it, so I'm gonna start the engine and I'm gonna double check my oil again. And our oil level is perfect. So now the remainder things that we have to do under the hood is we're just gonna double check our brake fluid level, which looks okay. We're gonna remove the cap, verify the condition, which also looks okay. We're also gonna test this battery. Make sure that it's rated for good cold cranking amps. And this machine tests the battery and says that this battery is good. So the only recommendation we have for this customer moving forward is we're gonna recommend air filter replacement.